Alright lads, welcome back to the Road to Rio. Paulinho was our first non-rare goal, then he comes in place of Eder in the kind of RCM position. He is a first non-rare. I'll be looking to change another in this episode. This is the first squad I come up against then. Now it's gold since I'm playing in the gold cups. It's a very standard squad you'd expect when you play gold teams. Now he takes a very decent start, a commanding lead straight away. It's Adel Taarabt. Taarabt is a thorn in my tail in this episode. He gives it into Hulk and Hulk strokes it in. I do come straight back into the game though just after half time. What a ball there from Paulinho into Kelvin. Kelvin does that. What a strikes and take a bow. Kelvin, but that isn't amazingly enough the best strike of the game. My opponent saves the best strike till later when he hits an absolute worldie. What a strike that is from Ben Arthur then to bring him back in front. I do hit back shortly after that then. Ben Arthur with a nice little finish. But like I said, I do come back into it and it's a nice little finish again from Kelvin after a good pass from Gilvan on his weaker foot. Now I said my opponent scored a worldie and this is one of the best goals, if not the best goal I've ever conceded on any FIFA. Wow, just that is amazing. Rainbow flick to a scissor kick volley right over the keeper into the far corner, and credit to my opponent. He was a great opponent that I did play in this episode, probably one of the best I've played so far in this series. A great strike there, and he did deserve the lead just for that strike alone. So he wins 3-2. Unfortunately can't upgrade into another rare gold. So this is my next opponent. He's got 4 informs, including Mandanda, Tremolinas, Rod, Fanny and Petroipa. He has went all out pace. He's got Lavezzi on the left hand side as well. Now straight away Kelvin, he's up against Thiago Silva here. He managed to get the ball and that seems a bit sweaty, but compared to what my opponent does all game, he'd already tried 5 cutbacks before that. I'm saying 5, probably exaggerating a bit much, but he was just a complete pace whore, so I kind of deserved that opening goal. You see with the pace there, Remy, just look at that, into Aubameyang. Aubameyang equalises then, just before 20 minutes, 16 minutes into the game, and it's just all pace. This is what this guy was all about. He takes the lead just before half time, 41 minutes, with a Thiago Silva header from a corner. But yet again, I do strike back. Nice work from Kelvin into Jar Jar. Jar Jar works a shooting opportunity and finishes with a great little strike. And that is just before half time, right on the 45-minute mark. Into the second half we go, and I kind of dominated this second half. I was all over him. Wallison with a nice little goal from a nice passing move. I know it's kind of passed into the box there, but it was a great passing move and I just wanted to see it finish. And just look at this. The pace from Aubameyang is sickening. He's up against Junior Caesar, who's not exactly a slug. He is very fast himself. I just couldn't catch him. And he just chips it across for Remy to nod home. 90th minute then, the last chance in the game. Gilvan gets a chance. He just dinks it over the keeper, puts it on a plate for Wallison, who nods home to make it 4-3. Great game, and that's the way it finishes then. I win 4-3 against Blackfire. I don't know why he's called his team name that. Just complete pace team with Thiago Silva at the back. So I can upgrade. I'm going to surprise it all and replace Wallison simply because he doesn't play like a striker. He's more of a cam. Honestly, he just drops back far too much for my liking. So I'm replacing him with Lima. Lima comes in. He's more of a striker than Wallison. He's just an out-and-out goal scorer basically with a nice little selection of skill moves. I come up against this team in my next game. It's a full Premier League team, and that's exactly what you can expect from a Premier League team. Fast at the back, fast on the wings, and kind of strong in the CDM position. He scores straight away from a corner just after half-time. First half was completely boring, nothing to write home about whatsoever. Second half really sprung into life nearly straight away with that Taarabt goal. He then goes 2 in front. I don't know how this isn't offside. I kind of tried to play the offside trap. I thought he was offside completely there, Kone, but he does finish with a nice little finish that goes in off the post. I do manage to get a foothold back in the game when Jar Jar completely baffles my opponent before Lima does this. Great strike with the outside of his boot into that near side corner. Great strike from Lima on his debut. He then goes close with that effort before Kelvin has a shot also blocked. With this I do win the corner and I do manage to nab a goal from it. It's not direct from the corner as Elton sweeps it in. It's nodded out, and how about this for a 1-2 between Canu and Ferreira? And Canu, that is just possibly the best header I could get in that situation. Just looping it over the keeper. 81 minutes on the clock. And with that, we head in extra time. The first half of extra time was just boring, completely boring, before Paulinho plays that ball to Gilvan. Great ball. Gilvan does that, superb. Does a little step over, cut inside, smashes it into the bottom corner. And then I do take a 4-2 lead. Jar Jar in too much space, and he just smashes it home simply. And that is another great victory. 4-2 win there. I can upgrade yet again in this episode. Now, last time I replaced Wallison, which surprised a few of you. The next one I am replacing is Elton, simply because he's about 5 foot tall. He's just too small for me. He's got great skill moves, yes, but he just doesn't feature enough in the games. Ibson comes in for him. He's got a good amount of pace, and he is better, possibly defensively, similar to Paulinho, but more attacking. And that is it for this episode. You can see him debut on Monday. Hope you all enjoyed the episode. Like if you did, sub if you haven't already subbed, and I'll catch you guys later.